Alright, we should be live now. Hey, what's up everyone? How y'all doing? Happy Wednesday. We have a lot of early people today. Dang, 40 people pre-stream. We got, of course, Craig Lilly as always with the first comment. What's up, Craig? Daniel Lopez, who wanted to talk about the i5 13500 and building the perfect upgradable unbalanced build. So I think what Daniel was talking about here is like you build a system around the CPU first, and then maybe just like a weaker graphics card until you get more money to be able to upgrade that graphics card to be more fitting with the 13500. So I was gonna take a look at that just because that's actually perfect with one of the videos I have coming up. I will be building with a new Intel processor, not the 13500, the 13400, but 13th gen for both of those did have some noticeable improvements, so we can talk about that. And then Craig Lilly also got a free GPU upgrade because his brother upgraded to a NVIDIA 4080. So he got a 67XT for free, which is a very nice card to get for free. You should thank your brother for that one. What else we got? We had Scooter U wanted to talk about the RX 6000 series GPU issue. Honestly, I don't know if there's enough information out right now to pinpoint the exact issue. I was reading some of the articles surrounding this. Some people were thinking it might be because there was a repair shop that got a bunch of them in that had issues. I haven't seen any evidence of normal, regular, everyday people like ourselves with these issues with the 6000 series. It seems like people are speculating it might be because those cards that were in for repair were X mining GPUs, but I haven't seen anything in the recent last couple of days regarding that story, so I'm not sure if there's much else to talk about there. Zia Bobia says off-topic stream idea, which we can do right now since we're just chilling waiting for people to come in to stream. Favorite snack? Shoot, I don't even know what my favorite snack would be if I had to name it. If we're talking about like right now as of recent, almost every single night before I go to bed, I have a bowl of cereal. Not any particular cereal, just whatever's on sale at the grocery store. You know, when you buy 5 and each cereal box is like $2. So I always grab like, you know, whatever cereal that brand is on sale. I would say that would be the thing that I've been snacking consistently on the most as of recent. Just cereal every night before bed. Just like after dinner, you know, a couple hours after dinner, I'm hungry again. Let's see. And then someone asked about updates on LAN party, and I answered basically for the LAN party, we've scheduled our March LAN party. So me and the gang, the LAN party stories crew, we've set the date. It's going to be at Jan's house this time, so that's going to be really fun. It's going to be my first time at his new house because he lives like an hour and a half away from me now. But then also the Texas LAN party video, I have not started editing or reviewing footage yet. I need to start doing that soon though because it's a huge project. Also, another off-topic stream idea, new LAN food you want to try. Honestly, what suggestions do you all have? Like, if you've ever LAN before, or just what are your favorite snacks for when you're at the PC gaming or doing whatever you do on your PC? I don't know if there's any new LAN. So the really fun thing about the Texas LAN party that I went to, which was actually at Jason Whitmer's house, they did like a pizza blind taste test, so you'll see that in the video. But basically, they ordered pizzas from 5 different places, and then everyone had a slice of one with our eyes closed, and we had to rate it out of like 10, as well as try to guess which pizza place it came from. So that was pretty fun. But in terms of new LAN food I want to try, I don't know if there's any on top of my head. For the next LAN party though, be at Jan's house, he's gonna have Filipino food, so that's gonna be good. He's for sure doing lumpia and maybe afritada again if he can get his mom to cook some for us, so that'd be pretty awesome. Oh my goodness. So salt and vinegar chips. I am not a person who can eat salt and vinegar chips. For me, I'm just not a big fan of anything that has heavy vinegar flavor. So it's like salad dressings that are very vinegary. Just any dish that has a lot of vinegar, I can't. Vinegar is too much for me. So I couldn't ever do salt and vinegar chips. I can just do like, sea salt chips and stuff like that. Or Himalayan salt, I guess. But I cannot do the vinegar mix in it. Rflet says, what kind of stuff do you do at LAN parties? Have you seen the LAN party story series? If you haven't, you should definitely check them out. There's a lot of them. But basically, you play video games, you hang out, cook food, and you basically confine yourself to a location, and you forget about all your other responsibilities for the weekend. Have you seen the Asurix? I have not seen the 5500 XT. I know Asurix actually sells quite a bit. I've seen like the 6600 and I think 6600 XT from Asurix. But I've not seen the 5500 XT. But it seems like they are basically doing... I'm not sure if I've seen NVIDIA cards from Asurix. But yeah, I've seen their cards. I mean, they seem like they're just a cheaper alternative. Whether or not... A lot of people still don't believe that they're brand new cards. I don't know what to believe. I've been told one thing, but I do find it odd how they could get so many RX 580s out of like years after the fact. So I don't know how the logistics of all that works. What the heck? Stream elements. What is this? Oh, is it because this person's name has a bunch of underscores in it? Dude, what the heck is Jason talking about? Sour cream and cheddar is the best Ruffles flavor. Am I gonna have to fire you? Okay, let's see. Like, this... You telling me this is disgusting? This is... If anything, this is one of my favorite chips. I like the hot ones, too. The flaming hot ones, oh, so good. But yeah, like standard Ruffles cheddar sour cream, oh, so good. This is one of my favorite chips for sure. The best flavor, says Igor80, yeah. Bro, it's awful. So synthetic. I don't know. Definitely, we usually carry some, like when we go to the grocery store and we want chips, this is one of the top picks. It's either this or hot Cheetos for my wife. She actually likes the extra hot Cheetos, but those we haven't been able to find as of recent. Yeah, we've been trying to find these extra flaming hot ones. Walmart used to carry it. We have not been able to find it for like almost a really long time now, probably like over a year now. But if we can, we try to get these ones. But yeah. Pistachios and peanut butter pretzels. Yo, peanut butter pretzels. We actually had that at the Texas land recently. And then we have bought the Costco peanut butter pretzel thingies, puffs before, so. No. It's peanut butter pretzels, not pistachios and peanut butter. I don't think that's what they're saying. Yeah, you love that, dude. Is there cheddar Ruffles like with no sour cream and onion? I don't think there's cheddar Ruffles. What is a cheddar chip aside from Pringles? I know what brands have just cheddar without sour cream. Lay's, yes, cheddar sour cream. Harvest cheddar. I think for me, cheddar by itself, I don't really like just the cheese flavor without any like sour cream to like cut it. I don't know, but I think Pringles has just a cheddar flavor. Yeah, like cheddar cheese, I can't do. So that's weird. I can do sour cream. I can do sour cream and cheddar. I can't just do cheddar. Cheddar to me is kind of weird. Yo, Igor 80. Oh, do I have the things turned on? They are. They should come on. Come on, Spitfire alert. There you go. Do your thing. Thank you for the oh yeah, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, Igor 80. Appreciate it. Mod Kevin Go got one. I don't know how it chooses. Again, it's just completely random. Yeah. So Cheetos are a different. I'm talking about like flat potato chips. I can do Cheetos. Cheetos are perfectly fine. Cheetos, Cheeto Puff. I mean, is this even considered cheddar flavor though? Or is this considered like cheese flavor? I can do Cheetos for a cheddar chip. For some reason, I can't do the any of the flat chips as a cheddar flavor. Combo, yes. Okay, well, combos, pretzels. I like combo pizza combos. The pepperoni pizza one. Actually, my friend James from Land Party Stories, he introduced me to combos, the pepperoni pizza ones, back in like 2004 or 5 when I first met him in high school, and they've been one of my. They're hard to find, so I wouldn't say my go-to snacks, but I always enjoy it when I can find them at the store. A lot of the stores, they carry the cheddar flavor, but not like the pepperoni pizza specifically. I like it with the pepperoni flavor. Oh, the audience. Yo, so when you guys eat Domino's, do you guys see a lot of the cornmeal on it? Because when I was in Texas, so Mod Jason hates Domino's. Okay, he doesn't hate Domino's. One of the things he dislikes about Domino's is that they prepare their pizza with cornmeal. So, you know, when you eat Domino's, sometimes you get the cornmeal dust at the bottom of the box or on your fingers. When we had the Texas Domino's pizza, they had so much cornmeal excess on the pizza compared to up here in Washington, where when I eat Domino's, I never even noticed it was a thing. So I think it's definitely location dependent, but at your local Domino's or the Domino's in your guys' area, when you order it, do you notice there is an excess amount of cornmeal or not? Yeah, like they throw the Domino's into the cornmeal, and apparently some places have more than others. Nick Kerr calls it toenail dust. Yeah, I will get Snack Stock turned into something about AMD. Yeah, well, speaking of transitioning over to processors, when I worked for them in the early 2000s, we used flour, says Igor. Okay. Jeff Wayne used to actually work for Frito-Lay warehouse years ago. Interesting. Any interesting facts about the warehouse that you can share that's not, you know, under NDA or anything? Pringles taste bland. Honestly, I don't know the last time I've actually bought a Pringles can to eat. I think Pringles, like, it was a childhood snack, and I don't really like them. I don't know, something about their consistency compared to other potato chips. Isn't the way that Pringles is made is they mush up potatoes, and then they put them into a sheet, and they cut out the circles, and then bake them? As opposed to, like, other potato chips, it's actually thin slices of potato chips. So, you still get the potato, like, intact and whole. Whereas with Pringles, you get potato mush, essentially. Pringles are like the chicken nuggets of chips. It's all blended together. Whereas, like, Lay's and Ruffles, maybe not, I don't know how Ruffles are cut, but like Lay's and stuff, you actually get whole slices. Potatoes, yeah, exactly. Potato chip hot dogs or chicken nuggets. Shane Eslick says, can you send me some of those stuffed chips you just looked at before the pizza? Oh, you're talking about the combos? Actually, yeah, Shane, DM me and maybe we can work something out where if I can find these, if I were to send you combos, I would want you to try the pepperoni pizza combos, which is the best flavor in my opinion. But yeah, I could send you some to Australia. Yeah, combos, definitely a road trip snack. I think they're a great land snack. I think I've had combos in at least one of the land parties, so. Rflet says, my dad was a consultant to a Japanese snack food company, and there's a big snack food convention that they would go to. Dude, that would be amazing. Going to a snack food convention, to be able to go as just like a, you know, not as an exhibitor, but it's just like an attendee. I would pay to go to something like that. Produce the gains with the $2 super chat. Best performing DDR5 RAM needs to be white and RGB. I mean, you're really trying to maximize on basically the RAM speed and the latency. Off the top of my head, I wouldn't be able to recommend the best performing one, especially since obviously the best performing one will be dependent on price. Price goes up as speed goes up and latency goes down. So, especially with DDR5 now too, I feel like there's just way more of an assortment of speeds and latency. It's hard to choose. What's your budget for a combos pepperoni pizza? Oh shoot, per bag? How much would I spend? I mean, I would spend up to like $3 for one of these bags, probably. Like $3. Maybe $3.50, $4 at the max. But if this starts becoming more than like $5, no way. That's too expensive. There's other more affordable snacks out there. Ritz chips. Oh yeah, Ritz chips are pretty good too. This is Mod Kevin Ngo's favorite. Yeah, these toasted chips. The sour cream and onion. These are really good. For some reason, I don't know why, they just make me feel like I'm eating healthier for some reason. Probably not. I mean, this is probably just as bad as potato chips. But it looks like a healthier snack, right? Goldfish. Man. So goldfish is one thing that I'm actually kind of sick of. We bought one of those Costco size goldfish thingies. And if you know Costco size, you know that's a lot of goldfish. So I'm like, we almost always have goldfish on hand, so I'm kind of sick of it. My wife loves them, so that's why we buy them. But yeah, I don't really touch them these days. I've never tried chippies. I've never even heard of chippies. All right, last thing before we start talking about computer stuff, because that's what most people are here for, right? Computer stuff and not just snacks. Who knows, actually? Chippies. Oh, chippies. Fish and chips. Is this what you're talking about? Or are you talking about this? Looks like there's multiple chippies. There's Jack and Will chippies. ABC Foods chippies. Lots of different chippies. Kettle corn popcorners. A lot of snacks that I don't usually go to. Okay, I've seen these before. I don't think I've ever had them. Popcorners. What are these? Wholesome popcorn. They're popcorn snacks in the shape of chips. Interesting. I've never actually had these. I've seen these at the store though. Never fried. What are these, baked? And what's up, Braythorn? How you doing? This is a snack stream. No more computer talk. Yeah, I know, right? We'll get into the computer in a second. Computer stuff in a second. We've got plenty of time because honestly, I'm gonna start today off with just suggestions from other people, which we're gonna start with the i5 12400. No, it's more 13500, 13400 talk. So I don't have any dedicated topics that I pulled aside. So yeah, check out the drip in my latest. Oh, okay? See, in your latest vid, not the latest stream. Okay, thank you for the super chat, by the way. All right, Braythorn. Oh, you got the purple shirt. I'm not wearing my purple shirt right now, but I do love the purple shirt. This episode. So here's, by the way, guys, Braythorn. I've talked about it multiple times. Check out his stuff, especially if y'all are like newer to PCs and you are considering pre-builds. Very nice. Thank you for supporting the channel. That looks. Did you theme your room around that by chance? Not your room, but like the lighting for this shoot. I like how everything matches. Be sure to wash it inside out for it to last longer. I did a test. Like most things that aren't screen printed, just because screen printing is impossible for a design like that. Yeah, just it lasts way longer when you wash it inside out. Like I tested one where I washed inside out and one where I didn't. Yeah, the one where I didn't, it started to peel a lot faster. So, yeah. Yeah. No, Braythorn makes awesome content. So, Braythorn, I assume you're going to LTX 2023. So, hopefully see you up there. You've gone to all these other conventions. I would be surprised if you missed out on Linus's. So, hopefully see you there. The Cruiser asks, are we doing some Jawa listings tonight? Yeah, definitely we can do Jawa listings. Let me write that down. I've been writing down what people have been suggesting to do since we have a chill stream. And yeah, I sneak a kiss to Braythorn at LTX. Okay, so now that snack talk is over, let's talk about the 12500 and 13500. So I've actually not used either of these processors yet. I do have a build coming up with the 13400, but and the reason I have the 13, so it's gonna be a Micro Center partnership build video, and the reason I didn't pick the 13500 is because it wasn't available at Micro Center yet. Let me see if it is now. But when I do the stuff with Micro Center, I basically use parts that they have for the most part, so that we can do the linking and everything, and it helps promote their store. But Intel, let's see. So here's the 13400 from them. It's 230. In terms of, I don't think they have the 13500 yet, and if they do, yeah. So they don't have the 13500 in stock yet, but even the 13400 up from a 12400 is a pretty noticeable jump because you do get those 4 additional E-cores. But if we were to look at the 13500, key thing here, so compared to like the 12500, we do still have the same number of performance cores, hyper-threaded, so you have 12 threads on those. And then you have 8 additional efficiency cores for a total of 20 threads rather. Now, for the 13400 that I'm going to be building with, is a very similar story, except you have half the efficiency cores. Still have a total of 16 total threads, though. And then if you look at something older like the 12500, which was last generation, still the same socket, though. This was 6 cores, only 12 threads with 0 efficiency cores. So, what's the MSRP of these again? So the MSRP of the 13500 was 230 to 240-ish, and then for the 13400 is about 220. So it could be like a $10 to $20 price difference. If it's only a $10 price difference, I definitely would go with the 13500. Just because, you know, a processor is one of those things that you typically keep in your system for a pretty long time. So the extra $10 could go a lot longer, or could go like a longer ways, where I think it would be worth it. $10 also on like $220, that's like less than 5% of the cost. So I think it would be worth it for the additional cores. But I think both of these can be viable. The issue with MSRP is none of, like, pricing from actual e-tailers and retailers are usually pretty different as time goes on and the price structure drops. So we could run into situations where the 13400 sees like a $30 price gap between this and the 13500. So both processors, I think, are viable. It just depends on the pricing you can find it at. All right, what do people have to say about this? Can we? Yeah, so let's compare the 12600K to the 13400. So, because I think 12600K, what are the prices of those right now? Are those still? Yeah, if those are still holding their value, let's see. Best Buy has it for 240. Newegg has it for 250. Where's Amazon? Amazon has it for 240. Okay, so it's gonna be about the same price as a 13500. So if you, sorry, I'm switching between all these tabs. 13500 versus. Let's see. Max turbo speed is 100 megahertz slower. 3.6 versus 3.5. Okay, so that's slower. You do get more cache on the 13500. Let's see, L2 cache and more L2 cache as well. Power is 154.65. The non-turboed processor, like the base power is lower on the 13500. It looks to be more efficient, though when it does turbo up, it's 4 more watts. Anything else worthy of mentioning down here? Graphics, Intel UHD 770 on the 12600K, and we do also have the 770 with the same clock speeds. No, actually faster clock speeds on the 13500. So yeah, I'm not really seeing any reason why you should buy a 12600K given how old it is. And what was the 12600K MSRP? Yeah, that one came out at over $300, whereas the 13500 is launching in the mid 200s. So I don't see a reason to buy the 12600K right now, unless for some reason, like you only have an older series chipset and you can't get a processor to do a BIOS update. Like there's no feasible way of doing it. But other than that, 13500 definitely seems like the better buy for sure. I mean, 12600K, if they reduce the price more to like $200 or something, it could still be like feasible for builds. But as it stands right now, 12600Ks are kind of pricey. Back into the combos. Yeah. Let's see how much a used Amazon 12600K would be, if there is any. You can get them for only $15 cheaper, really? $223. Yeah, the 13500 is out of stock or not even listed in some places. Were all those actually out of stock? I mean, they're not out of stock on Amazon from third-party sellers. We can buy it for $300 right here. Do not buy it at $300, by the way. Not worth it. I wonder if you can. Everyone is selling it for slightly above MSRP though. Okay. Cool, I guess. What's the 13400 actual price like outside of Micro Center look like? Yeah, what the heck? Why everywhere is selling it except for Micro Center. They're keeping it actually at kind of like near MSRP. 240. Okay, yeah, so it is this one's in stock though because looks like people are more willing to pay for that $10 difference, or there just wasn't as good of stock of 13500s. Joe Nuts, what did Joe Nuts say? Hey, I bought a preview PC with an Intel Core i7 12th gen 12700 RTX 3060 Ti, 32 gigs of DDR5 4800 RAM. How much did you spend? Oh, the next, you bought it for $3K? Oof. Where'd you buy it from? What was the system integrator? You should have watched some Braythorn videos. Or even ask Braythorn during his live streams or one of my live streams about that, because that is very overpriced. For $3,000, You should be getting like an RTX 4080. You could probably squeeze a... Nah, I don't think you could do a 4090 build given their prices where everything is balanced. But you could definitely fit a 4080 build into a $3,000 PC. A 3060 Ti, just look at the specs that we have here. 12700 with a 3060 Ti build. I don't think that should be any more from a system integrator, which means like, you know, you're factoring in the labor and Windows and install and stuff like that. With DDR5 memory, I would say at the high end, maybe like $1,600-ish dollars. Just quickly looking at those specs. Maybe even less. But I don't know what the motherboard is, and the fact that it has DDR5, that does carry a little bit of a premium, and I don't know the power supply. But yeah, I would say like $1,600-ish would be the high end. Just because that graphics card is not that expensive anymore. A 3060 Ti, how much can we find this for? A 3060 Ti is, if you were to look on Best Buy, it's $400 out of stock for the Founders Edition, right? Yeah, that's Founders Edition. But how much are they actually going for? You could find them going for, so that's refurbished, for $420. Yeah, so that's not too expensive, because then you still have $1,200 to make the rest of the build. And Joe Nuts, I wouldn't say you got scammed, similar to what Demon was saying. Being scammed would be you pay $3,000 and you didn't get your computer. That is the definition of being scammed. Being overcharged or ripped off is when you buy something, you get it, but you pay too much for it. So, yeah, you definitely didn't get scammed there. Yeah, did they answer? I'm really curious where you got this $3,000 PC from. Also, we're assuming USD here. If you're from a different country and you're using 3,000... Did you say USD? Oh, yeah. You just said you bought it for 3K. So we don't know if it's USD. If we have to do any conversions, it might make the situation better. But we'll see. $2K Oh. They're saying 2K USD. Nope. That was a 3K USD. Yeah, can you tell us? Facebook Marketplace? Hold up. Was that a Where you bought it on Facebook Marketplace? Technically, it could be new if you bought it from someone in your, like... If you bought it from someone who builds computers and, you know, they buy all the parts and they're kind of like a system integrator, except they do it as a hobby or something like that. But buying on Facebook Marketplace, I don't know if I would trust a Facebook Marketplace seller to be using all new parts, unless they showed you like the receipts and boxes and stuff like that. A lot of the times on Facebook Marketplace or on OfferUp or Craigslist and stuff, you could build a PC with a lot of new parts and then use like a used graphics cards to save a lot of money. And then you could probably easily say it's a brand new build. So, dang. That sucks. 3K for those specs through Facebook Marketplace. Yeah. It's probably one of those resellers who look professional and upcharge so much. Yeah, there's tons of those types of people floating around. Just like the local markets selling to people in their area. Yeah, so Facebook Marketplace returns, I believe, is similar to OfferUp and any other used marketplace. That's not eBay. If you get it on eBay, I don't even think this would be grounds for a return. Because on eBay, it would have to be like product not working or not as described. But I think this Joe Nuts bought this build, you know, without knowing it wasn't worth that much. So that's not the seller's fault, per se, right? I mean, it was kind of a dick move that the seller sold it for so much, but that's not a grounds to start a return on eBay. But on the other marketplaces, you get like 2 to 3 days to check if the item works, and that's it. So you gotta be careful when not buy. If you bought from a company like NZXT or something, I think they have a return policy. You have to pay a restocking fee or something but you still get most of your money back, and then they would sell it as a used thing in their refurbished deals. So yeah. Yeah, Demon makes a great point. A 12700 plus a 3060 Ti plus your DDR5 RAM and a 1TB SSD. Very good system still. It's just, you could have taken that extra money and got more specs out of it, or put it towards savings or rent or bills or something like that. So anyone watching who is interested in buying a computer in the future, definitely, if you aren't too sure about it, join, like, you can join my Discord, which down below. Let me see if I can bring it up. We got the Discord here. In the Discord, we do have these channels here. Some of the ones that a lot of people like to hang out in is like price discussion. You can post something in the price discussion and ask people for their opinions, and people will weigh in and give you suggestions. There's also Tech Talk, and then tech support. All these channels are resources you can use, where I also hop into the Discord quite a bit, and we can give you our opinions on different things you're interested in buying. So that's a quick Discord plug there. So yeah, join using the link down below. Let me get a copy and paste of that. If you haven't already, I would assume that a lot of people here already are part of the Discord. But yeah, so hopefully that helps people out in the future, to not, you know, overspend on hardware. Okay, so yeah, feel free, Braythorn, if you have your Discord link. I don't know, I wonder if it will let you link it. If not, I'm sure you guys can find Braythorn's Discord. Actually, I can link it. I bet you I can find it right here. Where's your Discord? Come on. Oh, here it is. So definitely. Okay, what else we got here? Larry Carter says, my 57XT arrives tomorrow. I can't wait. Nice. Did you buy it used by chance? I don't know many people who are buying 57XTs brand new this, like, you know, today, but you are buying it used. Nice. How much do you get it for by chance, if you don't mind me asking? This is not to, like, 145. That is a good price. Yeah, that's a pretty good price. Okay, so in terms, let's see. So we talked about 12,638, 13,500. What else did people want to talk about? So Kelikona, I'm not sure if you're still here. Kelikona asked in a previous comment, can I talk about what I look for when buying used parts from e-tailers like Amazon or Newegg? So buying used parts on Newegg and Amazon. So I would say the most common used parts that I buy, the most common used part that I buy are CPUs and motherboards from Amazon and Newegg. I would buy GPUs from them used too, but GPUs in the actual used market, like Facebook Marketplace, offer for stuff, the prices are too good. It's too hard to beat for Amazon and Newegg, because they are, like, you know, actual like shops that that people trust more, I guess. So there's like a level of risk to reward that you have to look at. Because there's way more risk in the used market, you could usually get better prices on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace compared to the used market on Newegg and Amazon. They can charge higher prices because people who buy from them, they get better guarantees, return policies, things like that. So as someone who is comfortable with testing like graphics cards and stuff and being able to determine if it's good or not, I wouldn't like to spend more on them from Newegg and Amazon. But CPUs and motherboards, I found there's just better stock, and the pricing isn't that bad from both Amazon and Newegg. So there's not anything much to look for though, Kelikona, in terms of your question. Like, what do I look for? I don't know if you meant for like what signs are there to look for when buying something, like to see if it's bad or not, versus what do I look for as in what product categories do I like to shop used on these two e-tailers. But CPUs and motherboards are my top two. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like memory is not really worth buying used. It's like this almost the same price as new. SSDs are the similar thing. Power supplies, actually, I've actually bought a handful of power supplies on Amazon. Let's see, like the Corsair CX650, for whatever reason, there's a lot of open box versions of these. But right now, again, power supplies, look at the pricing on this. Like, this is a CX650, normally going for, is there like a shortage right now or something? I haven't seen any tech news about this, but normally these are going for like 70 to 80 bucks, and then you can get it used for like 50. What's up with, like, I can't even find a Corsair CX650 for real on Amazon at a reasonable price. What is this one? Currently unavailable, or you can get the $150 one. Wow. Yeah, what's going on right now? Let me check the news. Power supply shortage. Is there US power companies? Okay. PC power supply shortage. I mean, I knew that power supply prices have been bad for a while, but to see everything, let's look at the EVGA selections. I'm trying to pick like the big box name companies. Let's see how much a 600 watt from EVGA is. So the most basic, this is probably like a C tier power supply, C or D tier, but it probably would work fine. 75 bucks. Here's a white label one, which I think might be like E to F tier. 65 bucks for 600 watts here. 70 bucks here. I mean, the ASUS Tough was a pretty good option for a long time, but even those have gone up in price. PSU. Try Newegg PSU prices. Yeah, I'll take a look in a second. But yeah, that these ASUS Tough gaming ones used to be way cheap. Oh, 750 watts for 75 bucks. This is the one to go for. If you need a power supply right now, this is the one. When would this be delivered? January? Okay, so about a week. So yeah, this is... Look at these pricing. What are... I mean, I know this is probably third-party sellers, but look at this. You can get the 750 watt. There's only one left, though, so if you need a power supply, you need to hop on this right now. 775 bucks, given the state of the power supply, like, market right now. Brand new. This is a B tier unit. If not, it's a B tier, like, what's it called? Let me go to PSU tier list. There's actual B tier, and then there's the, what's it called? Speculative position. Regardless, this would be fine. But look at the 450 watt next to it for 75 bucks as well. 550 watt for 98 bucks. 650 watt for 100 bucks. How is it that the highest of the four is the cheapest? This is so dumb. Matthew says, I can't stand buying from resellers. Lol, I only buy shipped and sold from the store. Yeah, so this one would be from... Oh, this is used. Interesting. So, even used, I would think this is a pretty good deal. Honestly, given what we've been seeing, this is sold by Computer Headquarters. So, are there no new and used from 75 bucks? New would be $110. Yeah, it makes sense now. Now, if we go to the 450 watts, please do not spend almost $80 on 450 watts. You can, if that's the case, drop down to a C tier. Trust me. For most people, you don't need a B or higher tier power supply. So this one's new, sold by Deals a Day. Yeah, so this isn't even from officially ASUS. What's going on here? But let's take a look at power supplies here on Newegg, and we are going to, let's pick some of the, like, you know, EVGA, Cooler Master, Seasonic, ASUS. We'll do NZXT, Corsair. Seasonic's on here twice, okay. Sure, MSI, Antec, Thermaltake. And then let's go to the lowest priced ones. So we got this, the Thermaltake Smart Series, always a cheap. I don't know, man. People have different opinions on this. I think the Thermaltake Smart Series is fine if you're doing like a super cheap build. Here's a 6. Whoa. I mean, I know this isn't the most popular unit. It's not the most quality. It probably I bet he has like a 3-year warranty. Where's the warranty on this? Specs, warranty. Warranties and returns. Where's the warranty? Oh, this has a 5-year warranty, so not that bad. But this is just a basic 600 watt Thermaltake Smart Series unit for $40. Again, do not put this into like $1,000+ build. But if you're trying to build a budget on the cheap and you need, you know, more than 500 watts, I would definitely use this. Yeah, B&H has also been a place that I buy random stuff here and there from them. Usually when it pops up on Slick Deals, I would buy stuff from B&H. I think the last thing I bought from B&H is a 12100F processor. But yeah, power supply prices are just... It's kind of sucky, but I mean, that's kind of been what we've been seeing for the last few years, right? There's always at least one category of PC hardware that has bad pricing. But you gotta ask yourself, like, let's look at some of these pricing, for example, right? Let's look for, man. Like, let's say a 550 watt power supply used to cost like $40, 35 to $40. Now it's 60. Percentage wise, that's a big, like, that's a large amount. Like, that's from 40 to 60 is 50% increase. But at the end of the day, it's only $20. Whereas right now, graphics card pricing is pretty good. Whereas like a year or two ago, people were paying over $200-300 over what cards were supposed to be. So in the grand scheme of things, you know, RAM pricing is good, SSD pricing is good, GPU pricing is pretty good. Paying a little bit more for a power supply isn't the worst thing in the world. It just sucks for the people who are on ultra low budgets where they can't find good, reliable units under like $30. It sucks for people who only have like $300 or $400. But once your budget expands a bit, you have plenty of room to be able to fit in a 600 or like a 550 watt reputable power supply for $60. Shauner says summer 2020 PSU were priced bad, but I'd rather have more expensive PSUs than most anything else. Yeah, I mean, PSUs being more expensive usually results in like paying an extra $30 or $40, whereas GPUs being more expensive, RAM being more expensive, SSDs being more expensive in the past was paying more than that. Oh, you linked it. Okay, so Demon Mitt just linked the two best PSU discords. Where did you post those at? Demon Mitt in general. Okay, here we go. Let's pull these up. The Smart and then the Enermax Revolution. So let's take a look at this one. So these are from Demon Mitt. These are the best. Let's say these are the best PSU deals right now and not the best PSU deals in general. But we're looking at 650 watt for $80, and then the Revolution, remind me again, was that the... okay, so that is the Revolution DF. Yeah, so we're talking about basically a top tier power supply with like no footnotes or anything on like the size, because sometimes companies make better like 800+ watt units, and then they're like below 800 would be actual different internal components, but it doesn't look like there's a difference here. So yeah, A tier 650 watt. Wow, the price goes up really fast from 650 watt to 750 watts. That's $60 price difference right there. But taking a look at Thermaltake Smart BM2 750 watt for $65 if you're trying to save a little bit more money and get a little bit more like capacity in the power supply. Thanks for listing those, Demon Mitt. So those are in the Discord. I'll get those into the deals channel after the stream. How about those Ares game PSUs? Ares game PSUs, while they do work, they're definitely not the highest quality. I don't know. Let's take a look. And remember, this is just for quick reference. You don't want to just rely on the PSU tier list and write off everything else. Ares game, all units, tier F. Tier F? Okay, let me take a look at the footnote at 6. Review sample manipulation, post-review design downgrades. Okay, so that's the reason why they're giving it a tier F. So their Ares game, there were videos about this where they said that they had a gold efficiency certification when they didn't actually. And then post-review design downgrades. So after they get like one golden unit sent out to a reviewer or for efficiency testing, the rest of the units that they actually manufacture and produce are supposedly, downgraded. Frequent component changes without significant rebranding or paid reviews. So this is kind of a tough situation. I'm curious to hear your thoughts about it. Ares game power supplies, they're really cheap, right? So, do you think there are use cases for Ares game power supplies? I definitely think that there are use cases for it. Though right now, looking at this pricing, not really. I think the issue with Ares game is that their prices has increased ever since they've received a lot of coverage. And the biggest thing about Ares game that made them really popular, especially on Amazon, where people who shop on Amazon and don't look to like other reviewers or YouTube videos or written articles and stuff like that, if the power supply works, they will likely give it a 5-star or a 4-star review. So with Ares game, I think that they work fine, but there's a lot of things that could potentially go wrong, which we actually saw in one of my videos when someone tried to use an Ares game. No, it wasn't an Ares game. That was something else. But if you try to use an Ares game power supply, believing it is actually 750 watts, for example, here, you might be in for a rude awakening, right? But if you only need like 300 to 400 watts, I don't see an issue using something like this. Though this is expensive for what your use cases are. I'm just quickly taking a look at the rest of the units. 500 watts. Ares game is like, we are altering the PSUs. Pray we don't alter them any further. Alright? Like, Ares game PSUs, I think, at one point in time, they were known for having high wattage, low cost units. I don't think that's the case anymore, because just looking at these numbers right here, there's not a good reason to go with them over more reputable brands. Like we just saw the other unit. You can spend $15 more. Not for between this one's 750. So if you didn't need 750, but you only needed 650 watts, you could get an A tier for $15 more. Yeah. Also, I mean, just looking at let's look at the Ares game label. Do they show the label on here? Oh yeah, here it is. This is what it is. So, if we look at it, the 12-volt rail is actually 672 watts, which is how most of the major manufacturers. This is the 12-volt rail is what they like designate the power supply by. So for this one, most other major manufacturers would probably call this a 650 watt power supply. Ares game is calling it 750 watts because they're also adding in the 5 and 3.3 volt rails. So yeah, kind of sketchy. I just based on the price, I wouldn't recommend them right now. Coalition Gaming tagged me in something in the Discord. What did you tag me in? Oh, Mod Kevin did get those added. Thank you. So they are in the deals channel now. And then what did Chris? Where did he ping me? Okay, a PVA Prestige 800 watt, usually 65, good known OEM. All right, let's see how much it is today, Chris. So Coalition Gaming, Chris, with the power supply suggestion, but prices may vary. 66 bucks. Okay. I don't think they say the OEM on here, but let's look at the Prestige. A PVA Prestige has a speculative. Okay, it's a C tier. Honestly, I'm okay with C tier power supplies, especially if you know you're going for a certain budget range. It's kind of weird though, because it is 800 watts. Do they have the label on here? Can we look this up? They do kind of have it on here. So we have to look at it kind of diagonally, right? We're looking at 792 watts on the 12 volt rail. Okay. 65 is it 66 amps it looks like. So yeah, this and it's 80 plus gold efficient, assuming that's true. For C tier, I mean, I'm good with it. I'm not a PSU tier list snob. I don't only go for B tier and above. Man, I think I might have to start making a. So let me see. We do have Braythorn now here. I might make a content creator role in Discord, not a role, but like a designation. Just because we've got a few content creators in there, so. But yeah, everyone, welcome Braythorn to the Discord channel. Okay, dude. Kevin, can you get this on the? I'm gonna link it, Kevin. Can you get this in the deals channel as well? I think this is actually a really good price. Okay, so we Catherine Morgan says I just got a RX 580, 8 gigabytes, and EVJ 650 watt bronze PSU for 180. The 580s are going for like 80 bucks, so that means you got your EVJ 650 for around like 100, which doesn't seem too surprising. That seems a little bit expensive, but unless you got a brand new RX 580 somehow, but I don't understand your question, Jay Moore. What is the cheapest way to get multi-cores or 2 CPUs? To get multi-cores or 2 CPUs. Does anyone understand this question? What is the cheapest way to get multi-cores? Are you... When I read this, I'm thinking that you are asking, what is the cheapest processor option to get the most cores and threads? But I might not be understanding the question right. What is the cheapest way to get more than one core in a CPU? I don't even know of any modern processors that only come with one core. The lowest I've seen are like the Celerons with 2, which is what the next video on the channel is gonna be. Actually, it's gonna be with a Celeron 2-core, 2-thread CPU. What is the what is the cheapest way to get 2 CPUs on like the same motherboard in a build? If that's the question, I think Chris or someone would have to chime in, because I don't touch server stuff all too often. The PVA hasn't been reviewed. It's in the specs position, so the BM2 would be the better buy, because yeah, so it depends on how much you trust the speculative position, which you would have to go and look specifically at that one. There might be a reason it's in the speculative position. Let's actually take a look. It might be because they didn't review an 800 watt one, but they reviewed a different PVA one. So yeah, you might have to do some reading between the lines if you are trying to, let's see, unit index Apevia. Where are you at, Apevia? Apex. A PVA gaming. Okay, so which unit is that again? So it's the Prestige PR 800 watt. Wait. Is it not even on here at all? I have to look at the model numbers. ATX RP 800 watts. Yeah, I'm not even seeing it in here for the lineup or model. So I wonder if they're speculating it based on other things. No, that's Apex Gaming. I was looking at the cells wrong. I thought all this was a PVO. Sorry. So yeah, they only have their Prestige line. Okay. Yeah, so it's not too much known about their sources. So let's see if there's anything here. A PVO. A PVO Prestige, nothing. How did they even come up with this then? If they didn't even... Maybe someone took a picture of the internals and posted it on a forum somewhere? So yeah, that's a good point, Demon Mitt. Honestly, it's one of those things where it depends on how comfortable with computer parts you are. If the Thermaltake deal wasn't there and this was the only option in this price range, if you're a new person, maybe you could stay away from it. But if you are like a more like a power user who can troubleshoot and things like that, then it could be a good option. Does anyone... That's actually a pretty interesting question, because honestly, when you say, does anyone have suggestions for college courses in the tech area? Not sure what to get into. So the first thing that come to mind for me, but it's not really related to... It's not directly related to like PC tech as we know it, as like gamers, right? Though, like computer science and computer engineering, they both have computers in their names. But you're asking about in the tech area, there's engineering that's not even related to like software or like hardware at all, like other branches of engineering. Honestly, it's hard to give a recommendation not knowing the person. Raids asks, any recommendations for people wanting to buy a PC though? In terms of like system integrators right now, Braythorn, you still there? Off the top of your head, if you could recommend just based on the most recent videos and reviews that you've done and the companies that you've looked at, what would be your top 3 system integrators where if someone goes there, they can't really go wrong? For me, I think NZXT... I haven't seen NZXT blatantly rip anybody off in a while in terms of their available configurations, as well as Starforge. Like, we looked at Starforge a couple of weeks ago, Starforge Systems, and they had some pretty good value on their gaming PCs. Where is it at? Horizon 2 PC. Like, for this $1,150 PC, I had the 12400 and then the 6650 XT. The Starforge system, Starforge, NZXT. I'm sure there's a ton. Oh, Orca. What's it called? Seattle built. Seattle built PCs. I need to give them a shout out because Seattle built PCs is actually local to my area. They post publicly. Let me go on Twitter. So one thing I like about them is that they do. So here's Seattle built PCs. This is like a college kid who started this, and I think he's doing a really good job. But like a lot of their builds, they post out the complete price summary, so you can see exactly, which a lot of system integrators don't do. So this is one thing I appreciate about them, so that even a person who is new to PC building, they can at least do a price comparison for each of the parts and see if it's worth it or not. So their build fee and handling basically makes it so that you're paying $200 for what they're doing. They charge $50 for an OEM key. So then you could, and then for the 4080, they're charging $1350, which for 4080s that I'm assuming they're using a higher end model. That's not just like the base ones that go for like $12.50. So yeah, you can definitely see like the transparency in all their builds, and they make pretty good looking builds. So Braythorn says not Lyte, not ever. Yeah, so I've looked at Lyte in the past before. Let's see what their website looks like now. LytePCs. Aren't they the one with the really cringy PC ads? Like, when I say cringy, I mean extra cringy. Oh yeah, it's this one.
Lyte gaming PCs are so affordable, even a single mother of 6.
I don't know what this guy's doing. He's trying to like do that cooking stuff with his hands.
Here at Lyte Gaming, all we do is sell affordable gaming PCs. With a mix of current and previous gen parts, our whole goal is to get as many people as possible.
Yeah. I see this ad so much. They definitely pay a lot of money for like Google AdSense, because for the longest time I used to see this specific ad all the time. And then this dude is like sea walking in the background, doesn't make sense to me. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, let me pull that up and I'll definitely take a look. Braythorn LytePCs. Okay, here we go. So I'm actually gonna link this for other people to watch as well. I was not aware of this though.
On today's episode.
Okay, so I gotta pull up on the side tab. Overkill. Okay, light on value, heavy on BS. Okay, so I thought the whole video was on Lyte gaming PCs, but it's a 45-minute video, but it looks like you have a segment and you do the timestamps, which is really nice. So yeah, I'll definitely take a look at that. I don't believe in Crystal Light. You got first-hand reports, forwarded email conversations. Interesting. Okay. Larry Carter says overkill computers like to say they give away computers but never post the giveaway. Yeah, that's one thing. Definitely call people out who say that they do giveaways and they don't actually do it. Like one other company, most of it is like, okay, for sure, Braythorn, I would definitely check it out. That's interesting. I was not aware of that. But so we're gonna take a look at Lyte gaming PCs, not because do not buy anything from them. We're looking at them not because I'm recommending them. We're just taking a look at their website, because in the past when I looked at it, I didn't really like it. But that's good to know. Lyte has reached out to me to do either sponsored videos or like unpaid reviews and stuff before, but I never did anything with them. Just because from what I saw at that point in time, I didn't think they would be a good company to work with. And now that you're saying all the things that you're saying, Braythorn, it looks like I made a good decision. But let's take a look at their pre-built PCs and see what kind of value they are offering. Lyte Venom PC. Okay, so I guess one thing that I will give them props for is that they do list out the supposed prices of each individual part. It is very transparent and laid out. I cannot stress to you how important this is to me. Just because, again, anyone who's looking to buy a pre-built, it's usually because they are not as experienced to build it themselves. And even if you do sometimes get those experienced people who just don't have the time to do research, this is also helpful for them too, because it still gives the price breakdown. So let's take a look at this. Ryzen 5 5600 for $229. Are y'all seeing this? Ryzen 5 5600. Aren't those like $130? Wow, so they did go up in price. But still, you can get them on Amazon for $167. So what's up with this $230 price tag? Braithorn says they do the price list, but then they send you different parts. Very interesting. 16 gigabytes of DDR4, 3200 megahertz RAM. I don't even need to look. I can already tell you right now that this 16 gigs of 3200 megahertz RAM CL16, you can find it for easily non-RGB $50, RGB like 60 to 65 bucks. You got the RTX 3070 for $670, which RTX 3070s aren't they going for like $550 right now on something like Newegg? Amazon actually has. Is this new? No, this is used. I hate Amazon. Okay, Amazon RTX 3070 prices are kind of suck. $600 there. But let's look at Newegg. Honestly, for graphics cards, especially Nvidia, I feel like Newegg is kind of the go-to over Amazon. But you could get... Why, stop showing me refurbished stuff, Newegg. Unless I ask specifically, don't show it. Okay, you got BioStar. People probably don't like that one. You got these other more prominent in like Asian country brands. Well, Gigabyte, the cheapest one is $570, and yeah, they're probably gonna give you a bottom tier 3070 for $670. We're seeing 1 terabyte NVMe drives right now for $60, so they're only giving you 512 gigabytes. Again, I can only speculate because they're not giving the exact models. There are some Samsung Pro NVMe drives that are $60 for 512 gigabytes, but man, I have not had a sip of water this entire stream. Y'all have been slacking, reminding me to drink water. I was wondering why it was starting to get difficult to talk. I haven't drinking any water. That's true. You're right, Braithorn. They do buy in bulk. So there could have been, I don't know, man, though. RTX 3070s, those, we've seen them take a price cut since the pandemic for like over 6 months now. Probably since like last summer. Actually, like last May-ish time frame is when we started seeing drastic price drops. Assuming that they are actually selling a lot and buying more inventory, I don't know. Some of these prices do seem suspiciously high, even factoring in the point that they might have bought some stuff overpriced. Like a 1 terabyte Seagate HDD, I'm pretty sure those have been okay. $50. It depends. Honestly, there are drives as cheap as like 35 to 50. So I guess that's not too bad. B550, their motherboard pricing does seem a little fair here. B550M gaming for a 110. Okay, 750 watt gigabyte 80 plus gold. Some people might have some questions about this power supply. This might be a questionable decision depending on the model. Metallic Gear Neo Cube. How much is this price? This case cost? Because cases have been pretty tame. Metallic Gear. Okay, but for 140, that doesn't seem too bad for a Lee clone. I mean, this is the 11 dynamic essentially, so that's fine. 100. Why would you even add a 120mm AIO? Windows 11 install and stress test, $25. Okay, that's pretty fair. And they add a build fee on top of it. Yeah, you make a good point. You can get 2 terabyte NVMe's right now for the price of these two. You could get more storage and have it all be NVMe SSD for the price of this. But to be fair, there are 1 terabyte hard drives out there that probably cost $50. I'm not saying they're using those ones as opposed to using like $30 ones, but yeah, I don't know. This build just doesn't scream too much value. I mean, at the end of the day, you can get a Ryzen 5 5600 with the 3070. $1,500 isn't too far-fetched for specs like that after you consider. They say they have a $100 build fee, but you are paying a little bit more in all these other things where at the end of the day, you're actually probably spending closer to $150 to $200 in the build fee, depending on how honest they are being with the rest of the parts list. But regardless, check out the video that Braythorn had, or at least a section about Lyte gaming. I don't know. I definitely would not recommend this to anybody I know. Isn't everyone, for the most part, packing with Instapack? Once you get the Instapack in there, I don't see any issues with using, especially since we're not talking about massive coolers, right? We're talking about Hyper 212 size, even on par. Yeah, so the issue is, I don't want something that's on par with the Hyper 212 or any of those cheap $20 equivalents on Amazon. Except now I have a pump that I have to deal with. I have, you know, like, you kind of have to route the tubing. It's not the biggest thing. You just have extra cables to plug in. Instead of one fan cable, you have a pump cable and a fan cable. And you have to just deal with AIO. Any issues that AIOs can have. Yeah, or you can try pool noodles like Jason does when he ships his PCs. But, I don't know. Most companies are using Instapack regardless. So, I don't see using... And we're not talking about like a huge Noctua air cooler here. We're talking about a Hyper 212 equivalent sized one, which while it's kind of big, those are kind of lightweight compared to the huge chunky ones. Yeah, I honestly, I don't want AIO. Save the money, get, you know, charge me $30 for like the deep cool tower, and then call it good. Depends on how good they do cable management, it might tip the scales. Wait, raids. What's the lowest price you think someone could spend and still get a good PC? If we're talking about a like used PC, I think you could spend like $500. You're just asking the lowest price. That's a hard question to answer. I would say like $400-ish. You could get a system that can play modern day 1080p games at least like medium settings. If you want a new build, you're probably looking closer to like $650 to $700 to make it like worth your while. But used, probably like $400 to $500. And the biggest difference between the $400 to $500 is definitely gonna be the graphics card you're gonna be able to get. Demon Mate, you think $400 before tax for a new build? What can we get? Hey, we can actually go into that right now. Let's take a look at what we can build for $400. Brand new parts only, and it has to be on PCpartpicker. Because any other website... Well, PCpartpicker doesn't have Amazon, but Newegg is usually reflective of it. If we can get it to $450 before tax, then that's the flexibility I'll give because PCpartpicker doesn't have Amazon. But let's see what we can build for $400. Let me see. What do we talk about? Okay, let me do that. Okay, yeah, they do have Amazon. Okay, then we should be good then. Which website did they not have the prices for then? Browse let's do a builder. Here we go. So for $400, okay, $400. I'm not gonna compromise on some things here, okay? Like, we need 16 gigabytes of RAM. If we're talking about gaming in this day and age, 8 gigabytes doesn't cut it. So let's take a look at our CPU choices. What is the CPU that's not a complete, you know, piece of poop? So we're looking for, I mean, hopefully 4-core, 8-thread. So let's go down. The pricing goes up pretty quickly. We're talking about brand new here, and we're not going to go with super old platforms. I mean, where's the 10100Fs at? That would have been my go-to. Yeah. Oh, so were you thinking integrated graphics? Integrated, that works. How much was the one that I showed on the channel? It might have been closer to 500, but so 12. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to do 400 with a dedicated graphics card because brand new is not where you get the best deal for graphics cards. So yeah, I think we are gonna have to go with some type of APU build. We can already see that the 10100F brand new anyways is going for $75. Yeah, so we're not gonna be able to fit dedicated. So 5600G is 109. So let's build out the rest of it. We'll use the stock cooler because we're gonna be cheap about it. What is the cheapest memory that can go here? What the heck? Nope, that's not what we want to look at. Cheapest memory is gonna be around $40 because we are definitely gonna try to get 3200, 16 gigabytes, which there should be actually. There's too much RAM to choose from. I need to narrow it down. We're not going to be paying for some extra, like, lower latency, 3600 or anything like that. We are going to find the bare minimum dual channel RAM that we could fit. CL22. Okay, I think we could afford to get a little bit nicer RAM. Here we go. Silicon Power, 3200. For the same price, almost 16, CL16, boom, $40. Just put a GPU in an Optiplex. Hey, we could do that too, but that's not considered brand new. For storage, I think we should be able to fit 500 or 512. Can we search for, nope, we can't search for the same time. 500 gigabyte SSD only. So SSD, what's the cheapest ones? CS1030 NV2. So we're looking at $30 here, up to 40. What can we get? Team group, accelerate. Okay, we're gonna try to stay under like 35. Most of this is gonna be like DRAM-less. Inland premium. We're just gonna choose one of the cheapest ones that is at least NVMe. Okay, let's see. So we've got that. I'm saving motherboard for last because I want to see what we could actually fit into there. So let's choose a. So when we choose the power supply, this is going to be the important part here. When you're building a system with an APU, you actually don't need that powerful of a power supply. But if you ever one day want to throw a graphics card into it, you want to keep that like a consideration. I think we should be able to fit a decent unit into here to keep in mind like a power supply upgrade. But let's look at the pricing that we have right now. Andrew Watkins says, I'm convinced I could build an Optiplex gaming PC for $75. Yeah, you definitely can. You just pick whatever PCIe slot powered graphics card to throw into a cheap Optiplex, and then boom, there you have it. You don't have to worry about adding anything else into it. The only issue is, even for $75, you're very limited on which Optiplex you can buy and which graphics card you can buy. There's not much to work with there. Even a 6400 in an Optiplex, I would think it's more than $75 because 6400s aren't that cheap. Thanks for the raw reminder. Okay, let's see. Power supplies. I mean, shoot. Is the PVA gonna pop up on here at all? Yeah, the Prestige is right there. Okay, so I got put in some filters. So I would go for, let's aim for, where's the wattage? Here we go. We're gonna go for no more than 650 watts and no less than 450 watts. Let's see what we got in terms of our options here. Okay, Thermaltake Smart. Okay, Enermax. Hey, what's up, Andrew Watkins? It's been a while since you've been here, tuned in. Glad you did. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well as well. Do we actually have 144 people watching right now? If so, awesome. Love to see the growth. If y'all didn't know, if you are new to watching these streams, every single Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, unless I post otherwise, because sometimes I have stuff that comes up on Wednesdays, or I go on vacation, go out of town and stuff. Usually I reschedule the stream at that point, but yeah. Right now we're trying to put together a $400-ish brand new parts only gaming PC, which I built one on the channel not too long ago for what, that was $350, but I used some sketchy components on that one, particularly the power supply. So Jason Whitmer's trying to get to 200 because he thinks I'm going to take my shirt off if we get to that point. I might, who knows? We'll never know unless we actually get there. In terms of power supplies, shoot, there are a lot of options. Let's see. None of the ones that Demon Mitt pointed out are on the cheaper end. I'm trying to look at something for like 50 bucks or less, and that drastically cuts. So the Seasonic 12, there was a problem with this unit. Let me see. The Seasonic we got a $5 hit the like button for the goat. Thanks, Braythorn. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. So the Seasonic, where did this fall? I remember there was some controversy around this specific Seasonic brand, which Seasonic, for the most part, there it is. Is it the S12-3? Is that even on this list? S12-3, it is under the E tier avoid. What was the problem with this one? 2. Seasonic, OCP on any rails not claimed, nor present in supervisor. I see. No reviews with protection tests. Okay. How much is this one? No overcurrent protection on a 650 watt unit. As myself, I would be comfortable using this. I would be comfortable using this for my own personal build, but I'm not like, you know, I have like experience building PCs and stuff. But for like a newer builder, especially someone with like $400, yeah, I think we might have to pass on this one. I need to look more into this. No OCP. I'm not sure if you would ever have an issue, especially with the APU, and even if you put like an underpowered graphics card in there. You think the EVJ, well, 500 watt one, the White series from EVGA weren't the best. Yeah, the W1 series from EVGA, let's see the notes here. 4 EVGA White 1. I think this is actually based on reviews from Hardware Busters, so definitely we're not going to choose the W1 unit there. Yeah, the thing is, at $400 you have to make some like sacrifices and compromise, right? The Enermax Cyberbron. Cyberbron Max, was this the only one on? That's a tier E. Okay. Thermaltake Smart, man, I might just go with the 600 watt Smart. I know on the tier list it's not the best, but for 40 bucks, what else are we seeing here? A PVA Prestige. Actually, no, I might go with the 600 watt version of this. You could go for the 800 watt for 66 bucks, but this is pretty close to the $50 target I'm going for. Alright, we'll pull up Demon Mitts in comparison after the fact. Vortex. Yeah, there's a lot of these Vortex. From Raid Max is also E Avoid. Come on. Come on, man. Where does the Corsair VS 2 course? Oh, this is gonna make it hard. The VS series. For IGP, yeah, VS, nope. Silverstone, Strider, and Essential. Strider and Essential. Are we seeing those on here anywhere? Essential Gold, okay. We're looking at a B tier. Silverstone Essential. This is a bronze one, so that's not the same. Strider Gold. Nope. These are all the bronze ones. So this is what you should be doing if you're building a PC for the first time. Try and get the most value out of both balance of like value and quality components. Strider Bronze is C tier, okay? What about the Essential Bronze? Essential Gold, Strider Essential ET Bronze. Dude, the Silverstone units are kind of killing me with their naming scheme here. Because they have... Does it even specify here? Strider. They don't. There's Silverstone Striders in like the low tier as well as up in the B tier. So we wouldn't be able to... I don't think we would be able to tell easily on this. ST50F. Strider F. Strider STSF. Okay, this is just ST Strider Titanium ET. So it's looking like this STSF, but this is an STFESB. Yeah. Shoot. I mean, if this is the case, honestly, I'm just gonna go with the Thermaltake Smart for 40 bucks right now. We're just gonna use this to fill in, and we're only... So how much we have for... What else do we need? We're not going with graphics card, so we just need a motherboard. We actually have a lot. You could actually get this for even cheaper. This build. Raid says, my cousin got his PC basic for free. He traded his PS4 to his good friend who builds specs are i7 6700, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a 2070 graphics card. I don't understand your questions, Raids. Yeah, the 650 is smart. It's not gonna like burn your house down or blow up. If anything, it might die prematurely. But I mean, if you have like a 650 watt and you're not even drawing anywhere near like the max, I think you would be fine, honestly. Don't put one of those in like an expensive build, but for these budget builds, you can't have premium everything. Usually, the goal of a budget build is to maximize your FPS per dollar spent. Unfortunately, the power supply does not really help with that. I mean, yeah, if you have a really bad power supply and there's power delivery issues, it could cause FPS issues. But something like a Thermaltake Smart is not going to have those kinds of issues. It's just about the longevity. But Rage, yeah, I don't understand what your question is. He's going to build one without the graphics card. Do you think it's a steal? What's a steal? That question doesn't make sense. EVJB stock is also hasn't been good either. So, you know what's funny? With how much is so let's use a motherboard for this. We'll go with the cheapest overclockable motherboard that would not require a BIOS update. And what's that gonna be? BioStar. Okay, I would like to avoid BioStar just because I haven't had... I mean, there's nothing wrong inherently with the BioStar. motherboard if you're just gonna use it as is. But I've owned a few BioStar boards in the past, and their BIOS are kind of not the best to navigate around. MSI Pro, okay, B550. I mean, this is gonna be one of those. Oh, this one actually has a decent sized heatsink. So this is the cheapest one, 107. What else is there? Asus Prime for 120. I think I would actually. What are we taking a look at here? And we still have to buy the case too. I think I'm gonna go micro ATX because micro ATX cases are cheaper. Between these two, which one would you guys pick? MSI Pro or Asus Prime? I think I'm gonna go with the Asus Prime, mainly because I'm only seeing one NVMe. Oh no, there's two here. Okay, there's two. Actually, the MSI board is one, so it's a $10 difference between the MSI Pro and the Asus Prime. Oh, wait up! This one has Wi-Fi. Oh, we're going with the Wi-Fi board. If you don't need Wi-Fi, then you could go with a different one. Yeah, I'm going. I just saw the Wi-Fi. Normally you have to pay more for that, so yeah, so we got the MSI Pro. Okay, so now what do we have left? We have for $400, we gotta pick a $50 case. Alright, we gotta choose a case here. I'm very curious what Demon Mit's build was. Just because I mean, we didn't make that many compromises and we're already at the end of our budget. I wish these thumbnails could. So we have to stick to $50 or less. Deep Cool Maw Cube. Actually, we might be able to do a little bit more. This is actually a pretty sleek looking case. And you know, we got an APU. It's not gonna run that hot, so we should be fine. Milk crate, baby. No case. We're gonna save $50 and we're gonna run the computer on a motherboard box, like to the side, which I do all the time. But now let's give it a proper case, just in case you actually, you know, spill some water onto it. The case will protect the internal components. Man, look at this, all DIY PC case. What is this? Oh god, this Antec case is so ugly. It's cheap. How much is it? It's $40. Wait up, this picture looks skewed. It might not be this ugly. I don't recall what this looks like. Oh wait, it might actually be this. Yeah, what the heck? Why are all the pictures of it skewed? Is it actually skewed like that? How come the side profile looks flat, but everything about these pictures looks like it's stretched and elongated? What the heck? I did see the Versa H17 on the list. But we'll see. Yeah, what is this? What is this case? Let me look at the gallery. Oh, that's why it looks skewed, because it has this weird thing going on here. It's got like some crazy angles. Oh god, no, we are not doing that Cylon case, Kevin. No. We are. Is this at least tempered glass? Let me see. I subjected Casey to this case before. This is an acrylic side window too for $57. No, we are not doing the Cylon. No. And we're not doing this ugly Antec case. So what else did we have? We did have the Thermaltake Versa H17. This one, I actually just built in this one recently. I have built in this recently. It's not the... I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a very basic case. I feel like we can get more out of the Deep Cool Maw Cube, though. Where's that one? The Deep Cool Maw Cube. I think we'll still be under $400. Yeah, this... Look at it. It even has a handle for the tempered glass. This screams way... And what's it called? It has a. Oh, why won't you zoom in? It has a it looks like a sag bracket for the GPU. Yeah, we take a look at this. Let's take a look at the gallery on the official website. Where is it? Yeah, this definitely looks like a higher quality case. It might be the best option for around the $50 price range, to be honest. If I can find it. Anything? Okay, so we're going down here. Yep. So there's removable drive. Okay. Oh yeah, look at it. Magnetic. Yo. Okay, we're going with the Mach Cube. Look at this. Side tempered glass panel has a handle. Plus, it's magnetic. That handle looking thing is the magnet actually. It has a GPU holder. You're not going to be using it with the APU, but you will eventually put this in. SSD holder is pretty standard. That's nothing too crazy. The side ventilation should be fine. We're not going to be running like a 4090 and some super overclocked CPU in here. Okay, we'll go with the Mach Cube. Nothing else seems to be even close to this like same value proposition. It did say magnets. I wouldn't be surprised if it had push pins too, because a lot of the newer cases are going to that design. But yeah, I think that this actually looks like an awesome case. Was it this one, the Deep Mach Cube 110? Yes, it was that one. So we're going with the Mach Cube 110 for $53. I might be over budget by $1 or $2. I am $2 over budget. You know what? What could we cut costs from? This was the cheapest SSD already. So I can't choose anything cheaper without going 2.5-inch drive. The power supply, I could probably choose a cheaper one. But $40, I mean, there's not much else. No. I'm not going B450 for the motherboard. Because I want it to have native, support for 5000 series out of the box. Which this one should have it. The thing is, with integrated graphics, I don't think, actually, has anyone successfully overclocked an APU on a A520 board? Or an A320, I guess? I've not played with an APU on a non-B450 or B550. That I've never tested APU overclocking. Where I don't care about overclocking the CPU side of things on the 5600G, but overclocking the APU would actually be like noticeably beneficial. We don't have a graphics card here. For this build, it would be nice to be able to have overclocking support, and for the future, if you do put a stronger graphics card in there, to be able to overclock the CPU. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Demon Mitt. A520 and A320, I have not seen any evidence of being able to overclock. So I'm not gonna go down, but okay. Technically, we did come in under budget if you don't include shipping, but you know what? It's $401.89. I think this is as good as we're gonna get. We could have chosen a crappy case for like $40 or something, but I think the Mach Cube looks pretty legit for $52. All right, so here's this list. Where can I get the link for it? If anyone wants to follow that, but let's pull up Demon Mitts and kind of do a comparison. And holy crap, we are an hour 44 into stream. Time is flying. For not having much tech news and for me not having like a pre-prepared subject to spend most of the stream talking about, we definitely talked about a lot. Demon Mitt, where did you post it? General. Oh, here we go. There it is. All right. So this is what Demon Mitt's list is looking like from the Discord channel. 5600G. We chose the exact same Wi-Fi motherboard. Team Group Vulcan Z's for 45. How much was my RAM? My RAM was 40, so you definitely chose better looking RAM. But it's 3600 CL CL18. Actually, for 45 bucks. I'm actually very curious how much that Infinity Fabric frequency is gonna make a difference for the APU. Let's see if we can find a quick comparison video. Let's see, 5600G, 3200 CL16 versus 3600 CL18. Let's see if the 3200, okay. But we need, so the thing about this is we need it specifically for an APU. It can't be on another CPU, because on any other CPU, it would be almost negligible. The 3600 CL18 versus the 3200 CL16. But we need it specifically for an APU. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we need, because we have an APU, I'm curious how much of a difference it would actually make. But I don't think there's any side-by-side comparison videos for this. How is this not a topic? Do I need to make this video? Wait, what are you guys talking? Oh, okay. Yeah, so what would be another APU? A 4600G? I just want to see. Yeah, I think this has to be a future video then, because I'm not finding it at all on here. Because if you look at like a non-APU, right? And what is this person using? They're using a 10400. If you look at it from a non-APU perspective, 3200, wait, that's CL14, why? Why did they not use 3200 CL16? Yeah, don't I just love it when content falls into my lap? It's just I need to like find the time to make it, because I have all the other stuff on the back burner already. Okay, so we'll go back to Demon Mit's video. I can't find any the performance differences. But I guess, yeah, to play on the safe side, going the extra $5 for the faster frequency, that would be a safe bet. You did go with the team group. We both chose $30 SSDs about, right? You chose the MP33, okay. It was a $1 different. You chose a DIY PC. Oh, yours had shipping price too. Okay. So both the builds are pretty similar. You chose the Smart BM2 550 for a little bit more. Yeah. So it was 5600G. The builds are they're like comparable to each other. Though, no, except I would not choose this case though. Like, I know if you have a strict budget, then I don't know, save up extra money. I usually don't like to give that advice, but when it comes to like a $5 price difference or $10 price difference, this case I have built in it. I have this. You posted in the Discord the reasoning? Okay, let me see. Sub 400, avoid, yep, definitely avoid A520s. Case is ugly AF, but in thermal performance it's safe intake. Yeah, so the case, it's definitely up to the PC owner. You could pick whatever case you want. I will say one thing though, like I love playing with cheap cases just because sometimes they're so bad it's funny, so they're like good talking points for videos. But keep in mind, a case is typically something you keep for the longest time. The case and the power supply, those things you can keep for like multiple upgrade cycles. Whereas things like the CPU, maybe RAM, graphics card, those are interchangeable really easily. Motherboard, not so much, which is why I also wanted to go with the B550. Because taking apart a motherboard means disconnecting everything. It's just a pain. It's like annoying. You have to take the CPU out, redo the thermal paste, all that stuff. But things like case, power supply, and motherboard, definitely, if you can invest in looking towards upgradability, I would do so. Just because they're a hassle to take apart, kind of. Is there a mesh case with no side panel? There should be something. Let me see. How do I choose a let me choose the cheapest case with no side panel you want. Actually, it's side panel, none. You can actually sort PCpartpicker by the side panel if you want acrylic or glass or whatever. So then you just go through here and look for the first mesh case, which is a Zalman T6, it looks like. That looks like it has mesh front, or not mesh, but at least has opening. Ooh, it's got one of these side windows. Ooh, not my favorite look for a case. Cougar MX300. Is that on here? Cougar, yep, M330X. Oh, this is the mid tower, right? I've never built in this case. It's gone on sale a lot. There's definitely nothing wrong with this case. It definitely screams older though. Mainly because it has, I mean, I guess when you don't have tempered glass, it doesn't hurt to put ventilation here. But if you decide to stick a fan on here, you know, then you get the fan cable dangling to the motherboard so that when you open it up, sometimes it like catches on it. I don't ever feel like tempered glass side panels are like that much of an issue thermally. There are other workarounds for it. Maybe you don't want a side panel because you aren't choosing pretty components. But if you're not choosing pretty components to begin with, do you really care about aesthetics and seeing the ugliness of it? They have a glass... Yeah, so with the glass side panel on this, I don't know. Like, does anyone else get really old school case vibes from this? I don't know what year this one came out. But let me see, actually. If I had to guess, I would say like 2016-ish era. Let's see when the first reviews are for these. 2019... When is the first mention of this? Yeah, I mean, it looks old, but... Case review. It looks like it wasn't that popular in terms of like getting major review outlets to cover it. So, Linus Tech Tips, someone posted it on the forums in 2019, but that doesn't mean that's when it came out. HDMC, the rapper says, I bought that, but the MX330G, it had rust in the side panel. Wait, brand new? You bought it and it had rust? Or did it rust over time? And it's failing, the powder coating was like falling apart. Don't buy Cougar. Interesting. It does have, wait, is the cutout in there? Oh yeah, it does have the, what is that, 5 1/4 drive bay right there. I'm not able to find anything about the actual age of it though. Here's the, oh, maybe it's because I remember seeing the 330G, but yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks old. I mean, if you're spending $50 already, I would go with the Maw Cube. Maw Cube definitely has, like, it definitely has modern day standards and design baked into it with the sag bracket, magnetic side panel, things like that. So, and it's, you know, micro ATX, my favorite form factor. One of my favorites. I don't know if I like micro ATX or ITX better. I like micro ATX because it is the more affordable option of the two. But my personal PC has been in ITX cases for the last like 4 years. That case was made in 2017. Okay, so I wasn't too far off. 2016 vibes. Okay. What else do we got? We are coming up on 2 hours into stream. Do you guys want to talk about anything else? Because if not, we might call it early. And then I could just, you know, spend more time with the wife, have early dinner, stuff like that. Actually, you know what? We still have a little bit of time. I'm gonna look at chat for the most part now. as well as going to the Discord, which I totally forgot that I wanted to do, because in the Discords we have had people post some more stream setups. Oh my goodness, you guys posted one. We have a lot to look at. So yeah, we can actually do this now while I look at chat too. Oh, did Braythorn post one? Oh yeah, Braythorn's here in the Discord. But Braythorn, if you have any cool pictures of your setup and stuff, please post in the gallery so we can take a look. Oh yeah, in chat, yeah. But post in here and then we can look at it in like next week's stream or something like that. RTX 47, any leaks? I have not heard of any leaks for it. But okay, we will take a look at here. So we'll start with the older ones first. So Demon Mint 1 posted 5 days ago. Actually no, since last week, 6 days ago. Oh man, people actually posted a lot. So I think we looked at this one last week on stream. So we're gonna take a look at. Let me pull this in a little bit. Let me pull this in. So we looked at that one on stream. The Hyte Y4. Okay, so we looked at a couple of these on stream last week. We saw this Hyte one as well. This Hyte Y40 case. So then we'll go up to here. Did we look at this one? I'm not sure we did. So this is a budget setup with. So here's the PC. I have bad memory. If I did, let me know if we looked at this already. So, wow. There's actually, aside from the ketchup and mustard, this looks pretty, as a pretty clean PC build. Just like a pretty solid black design. You do have a micro ATX motherboard in a mid-size tower, which for this one doesn't actually look too bad. You can barely tell. So this dumb adolescent, everything costs them $540. So they do have the breakdown of all the prices. What do they got in the build? Main specs are a 1660 Super that they got for 120 bucks. They do have some free parts in here, like their 16 gigs of RAM, as well as their 240 gigabyte SSD. But they are running a Xeon E3 1271 B3 with the 1660 Super. I mean, this looks pretty clean, especially being a Xeon build. But pretty clean build considering. Let's see. Yeah, so Asus H81M motherboard. ID Cooling SE214 with 2 fans on it. Did you put 2 fans on it yourself? Do they sell a version that has 2 fans? I've only ever bought the single fan version, but the 2 fans on here is actually in the push-pull configuration. Makes it look very chunky. That's Dumb Adolescent. Here's Demon Mint 1's. This is a dedicated live streaming build. He built it for only $714. No price breakdown here, but we've got a Ryzen 5 5600, X570 Steel Legend, 32 gigs of RAM, an Arc A380. Okay, so using that Intel Arc card for the live streaming. Fractal Defined R6, 650 watt power supply, and then 2 times Elgato HD. You have 2 capture cards in here? Wait, am I seeing that right? Oh, yep. Yeah, okay, there's the 2. Yeah, the other one was hidden in the shadows on some of the pictures. I couldn't see. Alright, so I'm not aware for the internal capture cards, because I only use like external USB capture cards for when I like record footage and stuff. But what is the point of having 2 of these? Also, he got like a custom like version of his username in the carbon fiber slick wraps. Oh, this is a picture from it. That one has liquid cooling in it. We're talking about this one, yeah. One for webcam and one for game cap. Can it not? Is that the reason why? Can't one capture card handle both? I bought them used and cheap, 50 bucks a pop. Okay, I need at least one display pass-through for capturing the screen. Second one for higher quality for camera. Okay, so the second one's for higher quality camera. What camera do you use? Don't... I guess I'm so used to using USB solutions for capture cards. Especially since I moved my setup and I switch... Actually, no, I capture on my laptop, so that's why I use the external capture card. But, yeah, I've never owned an internal capture card before. Especially with, like, my ITX build, there's kind of no room for one. So, that's why I don't use it. They're a little bit more expensive. Doesn't work with, like, the ITX motherboards that I choose. And then, yeah, my USB solutions have worked well for me, so... Yeah, so very interesting to see. That's my first time seeing two internal capture cards in the system. So we got Zero here with their first ever build with the price breakdown and everything. So here we have a final price that cost them 770 bucks about. It's a 12100F system with a B660 board, 16 gigabytes of Team Group Vulcan Z's, 1 terabyte drive. They've got a RX 6600 in there, Montech X3 mesh case, 650. Wow, gift. They got this gifted. Is that part of the final though? Then TP-Link Archer Wi-Fi card, final price, okay. And then they got some of their peripherals in here. But looking at the build itself, I was never a fan of this kind of calping fractal design thing on the front of case. Did we just drop? Huh, OBS reset. Uh-oh, give me 1 second. Okay, we're back. Yeah, something happened with OBS. I have not updated to the newest OBS. It disconnected and reconnected, like, instantly. That's weird. Okay, I don't think that's AMD drivers at all. If it was AMD drivers, my whole visual on my screen would have crashed. That was just, I'm pretty sure it was a OBS thing. Yeah, I would have received an AMD, do you want to send a troubleshooting report? Toss it in the river, yeah, right. How long of the cutoff was that? For me, it was instant on my end. But it might, for YouTube side of things, the stream might have cut off for longer than that. Okay. Back to the Discord. There's a short blip. Okay, just like in the Avengers. Okay, so here's your build. So man, you are definitely trying to get some intake down there from the PSU basement with all the lights on and stuff like that. Yeah, for the specs, 770 bucks, not bad at all. Pretty clean looking build from what I can see anyways. Though it's interesting, I would have imagined the front would have had RGB fans and not the insides. Or maybe the front and the insides. Did you turn off those on purpose? Okay, next build from the Crewster, posted less than a day ago with a very clean build. This is the Montech, what is that? Montech 1000, right? Montech Air 1000 Premium case. I like it when people post pictures with like two different color schemes, like fire and ice. This looks really cool. With the matching fan with it, and then what do we got here? The Cruiser. It just said 2080 Ti build, but didn't list out the specs. Didn't list out all the specs. Okay. Donut and their first hardline build with a. Let's see. What do we have here? Kind of hard to see. More radiators to be added soon, as well as a GPU block. So, okay, so only the CPU is part of the loop in this one. And they've got a front distro plate, it looks like, and a radiator up top. So, when they put in a GPU, it's probably going to run... I wonder how they would do the run. Maybe like this one to here, and then this one to the bottom of the distro plate. They'll run into GPU first, and then CPU. Is my guess. But alright, we got Toasty Gaming YouTube, who is not related to the Toasty Bros, in this $710 build. So $710, Ryzen 5 5600, ID cooling, low profile cooler, okay. Wow, for 10 bucks, nice. The GPU is a 3060 Ti for 300 bucks, which is a good price for a 3060 Ti. B450 ITX, okay. 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD, all pretty standard. Oh yeah, Shauner, how's your build doing, by the way? Have you built it yet? Or are you still waiting for cable mods? Was that only last week that we talked about it? CPU, motherboard, RAM, and SSD was bought for $360. Yeah, for the specs, $710. Holy crap! You got a 3060 Ti and a 5600 in it. 1 terabyte drive. You got a pretty sleek case there. Yeah, very good. Very good price to performance there. Okay, so you gotta do some prep work, vinyl wrapping your 3080 and redo its thermal pads. Got it, got it. The cables are not coming anytime soon. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, we talked about this. You could run it without those cables and add it in later, right? Wait, I forgot. Did you buy extensions or did you buy actual cables? You could still use the stock cables, regardless. But I just forget if you buy extensions or whichever actual replacement cables. Why does this... Yeah, this build does look upside down. I think it looks upside down because it is ITX and the power supply is up top. People are not used to seeing the power supply up front. But, I mean, everything is actually right side up. Look at the CPU, memory, and GPU configuration, and that'll tell you. Okay. What else do we have? Yeah, but 710 bucks, very good. My rig and my $2 rigs, 3060 Ti, 2070 Super, and a 1660 Super. All these pictures, they're killing me. How do pictures get uploaded in Discord in this size? Oh. This is like a picture that went through SMS text messaging. But we do have this big picture. What graphics card is this? It says GeForce GTX. So it must be the 1660 Super. What brand had this single fan GTX 1660 Super with this shroud? Thanks for the reminder, Kevin. Hey, have a good one, Catherine Morgan. What's my Discord link? It is in the description of this stream right now. Can Nope Discord do a prop hunt night sometimes? Yo, if we do prop hunts, we'll probably do prop and seek because that was actually pretty fun for a free game. And it doesn't require doing Gary's mods and all that stuff. But for prop hunt, how can I stream that without people cheating? How about this? If you cheat, you get banned from playing prop hunt in the future. I don't think that would even do it. What I would have to do is hide myself and then move my camera away. I think that's how we could do prop hunt. Oh, just the Discord? Yeah. Yeah, we could just do the Discord as well. I bet people will be down for that. But yeah, what is this one? That single fan is a PNY? Let's take a look, actually. Where is it? So let's take a look. So PNY. You might be right, Shauner. Oh wow. Yeah, I think it looks so much different black than white because of that hole, I think. Yeah, what the heck's going on here? You see how on this picture, let's click into it. You see how in this picture it oh, you can't zoom in anymore? There's like some what looks to be noticeable big holes and gaps in here, but when you paint those in on this side of things, some of that gets covered. So the holes look even smaller. That's why it looks so strange. And there's not even any holes down here on the bottom right. So yeah, that definitely transforms the look of the card, especially since the fan was not painted white either. So okay, got it. And then we got Bearded Yeti with what looks to be a 12700K build, Z690 board, 32 gigs of RAM, 4070 Ti. They went for the new card. 1000 watt power supply, Lianli Galahad 360 AIO, Lianli O11 Dynamic Evo. Let's take a look at this. This looks like a very clean. Those Unifans just look so clean when they're in like a single color scheme. Actually, no. They look super clean when they're in the white color scheme. Even if they were like a solid blue or red, I don't think it would look nearly this nice. This whole white theme, white LED theme, very clean. Then we got this picture. And this one, you can't even really see the power adapter that's being used here, which is good because that power adapter is kind of hideous. For the 16-pin adapter for the new graphics cards. And then here's the build with the matching all white and black keyboard mouse setup. Very nice. Very nice, very clean. Okay. So that's it for the Discord side of things, I think. If you guys, here's the deals channels. We've been posting everything that is worth looking at. So if you need a power supply, these three, yeah, so C tier, sweet. Kevin put the reasoning for each of them being the deals. So let's go back to main phase. Now we're going to focus only on chat. Open your eyes. This link doesn't work. Did you make a new one? Does it not work? I just generated that one today. My eyes are open, Jason. It's just that, you know, they're very selective. Here, let me post a new one. Alright, here's a new one. Can't you make a permalink? Sideri, I'm not making a permalink because the server got raided on one of the nights a couple of weeks ago. I don't want to do a permalink because then someone could, you know, put it in some corner of the internet where they're like, hey, let's, actually, I guess we have the protections in place now. I guess, what do you guys think? For the people who actually have their own Discord servers, like big Discord servers, I've been trying to do a slow rollout. I don't want links to like end up on old videos and stuff like that, where later on it could be used maliciously. So basically, I post a new link that expires after a day, sometimes after a week, just so that I don't have a ton of different invite links floating around anywhere and I have to worry about like having a permanent link have to be disabled. Well, I just put a new link, so it should work now, so. Oh. Are we talking about the deals? I'm opening up all of Kevin's deals on the links, and they're all working for me. This is a difficult thing when there's like 5 people shouting in your ear at one time. What is this tiny URL from Dell? Okay, that's fine. Oh, a Nintendo Switch from Dell? Wait, what? Wait. What is this deal? Nintendo Switch with pastel green and blue Joy-Cons. What is this? Holy crap, this has got to be a price mistake, right? Okay, give me 1 second. Let me go buy this real quick before it goes out of stock. Yo, you guys should hop in on this. Switch to the... How do you switch to the US site? It looks like it's just a dock. Wait, what is this? It says... Does it say just a dock? It's showing a whole Switch system, man. They only ship to Canada? Dang. Yo, any Canadians watching right now? United States English. Yeah, what was it? Pastel green. Yeah, on the English site, or on the US site, it doesn't look like it works. But, you know what? It doesn't hurt to try. Honestly, this looks like a price mistake waiting to happen. There's no way they're selling Nintendo Switches for 80 Canadian dollars. I think cancellation. Was this on Slick Deals by chance? I see cancellations in. Unless you were like one of the first people to buy it and choose expedite shipping, there's no way they don't catch this. Was this on Slick Deals? Where's is David from Vancouver? He was at LTX, but I forget if he mentioned if he was like super local or not. Did this pop out on... This wasn't on Slick Deals. How did you find this one, Kevin? Or whoever found it? Did a different member find it? The Crewster found it, actually. Worst case, yeah. I think it's definitely a price mistake. Alright. Oh, some other people posted some more setups. So let's take a look. We got... Alright, so we have Braythorns. Wait, who else posted? Someone else said they posted, but unless you post in... Oh, here we go. So we'll do HD 4K first. They've got like a flight stick there. What do we got for the specs of this system here? We got 5600G with a 1660 Super in it, okay? Whoa, what the? DDR4 3566 CL16 RAM? That's a very interesting choice or speed of RAM, given the rest of the specs around it. The case is from a Chinese brand called Game On. Okay, so it's just some generic case, some Chinese branded case. It does look like a lot of other generic box RGB, you know, tempered glass cases out there. I see. Yep, some pictures didn't post. Very strange. What's a JFIF? Is it a that uses JPEG compression? Huh? Did Discord do that? Very interesting. Okay, so but HD4K, we'll look at their build first. The build costs around 450 USD. For 450 USD, you have a 5600G and a 1660 Super. That's very solid specs. You do have a very small SSD though. That should definitely be the first thing you upgrade next. 256 is just not a lot of space. You broke the 3D Mark time trial record score for 1660 Super and the 5600G. Oh, you broke the... So, I wonder if that's just because that's not a super common pairing. But, congrats on that. Alright, now we have braid thorns, which he's fixing. So, I'll give him a second. We'll take a look at actually some of these. You know what's funny? I keep on looking at some of these submissions like we had the other week. Like this. So we'll look at those other ones after Braithorn fixes it. But if you look at this, to me, this looks like a computer generated image. Last time people said, look at the reflection. This time, I am trying to look for the reflections. And it's for the most part a tempered glass panel with kind of like a light reflection up here from like a softbox or something. But because it's just a plain white reflection, it looks like this could still be computer generated. Does anyone else get the vibe from the picture? Which it speaks highly of the photography skills of, you know, of Braithorn, but... Let's see, did they say if it was real or not? So, okay, let's read what Braithorn had to say. Here are some old pics of my setup with a few updates. I'm moving in a month and I'll be building a new studio in the garage. And I'll resubmit when that's all done. Okay, we will look forward to that. The setup itself is very budget oriented, mostly using the IKEA Lindemann desktops and the cheapest legs they offer. Oh man, the cheapest legs from IKEA with the Lindemann, that is Wobble City. But with the Alex Shore add-on to support the PC, okay. So when you have the Alex Shore unit on one side, it does stabilize it a lot. Acoustic panels are DIY. It's a TIE Fighter monitor setup, okay. The Beacon Mix Create is out. Okay, so you're posting those pictures, or you're fixing that right now. But, so this is, what the heck? Yeah, what is... Please don't hate me for this next part. I literally review pre-builds. High-end hardware is an occupational hazard. So you've got, the old PC was a 12900K 3090 system with the 011 XL. Current PC is a 13900K with 4090 Braithorn with, I mean, why would we hate you for this? You just have very nice parts. If anything, people are going to be jealous of it, but there's no reason to hate. In the Fantex P500A. Last system I reviewed from Skytech. That's the one Krillin is sitting in helping with GPU sag at the moment. Oh, there's Krillin. Okay, that's what you're talking about. I'll be replacing this with a custom 13900KS 4090 Falcon Northwest system, also pictured. Okay, so it's pictured, but is that not a real image? Again, there are probably ways to apply filters and stuff to make it actually look fake or real. As my primary content creation rig, the 4090 from Skytech system will go okay. So I reviewed too much back. They'll be soon getting. So yeah, you guys have a bunch of high-end systems sit around, huh? Okay, so here's the actual setup itself. Oh, you've got one of those like bonus rooms at the top of the house, huh? I can see by the angled ceilings. With the split keyboard, I could never do a split keyboard. Can any of you do? You have to know how to type properly with the split keyboard, because like the fingers on the home row, you can only go up to the ones that you're supposed to. Let's see. Yeah, like for typing, my left hand goes over. It hits both T and Y, where I'm supposed to be hitting Y with my right hand. But yeah, I definitely, so I would not be able to type on a split keyboard like this, because I would constantly be reaching across and the keys wouldn't be there because I don't type properly. But this, dude, the keyboard, the way that it's set up is very interesting. You've got it so that it's like angled and like raised like that. Very cool. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, like, they get the or the gist of typing, and then for speed, you just do what comes natural. And for me, it's definitely crossing the middle line a lot of the times. Very clear, dude. Yeah, and of course you're a content creator, so you have like beautiful photography, and then there's Krillin as that's actually really awesome. I like that. A work ergonomic keyboard posted by Kevin. Oh yeah, I could never do this. Yeah, never. Nope. You cannot. I can't do it. The gap. Nope. Okay, let's see. So that was the setups that were just submitted. We don't have any more. Wow, we're 2.5 hours in the stream. Where did the time go? I think I saw Jason said earlier, what, mind the gap? Exactly. Do not fall into the gap on the way to Mimeron. I had someone in a pug do that, actually. They fell right down into the hole. Corn, when did you post yours? I'm gonna need y'all to post some of these. We're gonna have to look at this next week. Yeah. I need you guys, if you're gonna post your setups to be featured on stream, not to do it at the last minute before stream's about to end. Are they posting the stream submissions? I'm seeing it for build and setup stuff. I definitely want it in the build and setup channel because it's like gallery view. But stream submissions, I don't see anything from stream submissions in there. Okay, let's see. Oh no, Braithorn, you're fine. You're fine. You posted a little bit more than the last few minutes before stream. You posted 10 minutes ago, which is fine. It's just if we get too many submissions near the end, I can't get to them all. But since you were already here, I wanted to look at it while you were here. But for other stuff, I would wait. Anything posted now and on, I would look at next week. Let's see. Oh, I should probably add a reaction just so that I know where I stopped last at. So let me do that real quick. See if this pops up. I'm going to put stop. I'm going to put a stop sign on it so I can see it. Okay. Jason asked earlier, what am I having for dinner? That's a good question. I don't think we figured that out yet. Yeah, rude. Stop. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have dinner figured out yet. Melissa is probably being a lazy bum and napping right now. So we will have to figure that out. Corn Gas says my 660 my RX 6600 had issues with lagging and stuttering. I tried everything including drivers. Do you know what the problem with it is? I sent it back, by the way. Hard to say without knowing the rest of the specs of your system. Lagging and stuttering, is that with every game or particular games? That's kind of a hard one to answer. Shane Eslick says, I'll have to take some photos of my your XP PC for the Discord. Yeah, for sure, Shane. Definitely do that and post it in the setup showcase. That's a good question. With the older Threadrippers, will the RTX 3090 bottleneck the 2950? I'm actually curious of that myself versus like a modern day 5600X or something. Let's see if we can find any 2950X versus, let's look at it versus a 5950X actually. Let's see if we can actually find real benchmarks of this. And this will be the last thing because I'm actually curious. Okay. I don't know if I believe this. Yeah, I don't like benchmark. I don't like charts from random people online. Sorry, it's just I don't trust it. Is there not much? Dang. I just don't think that was a very popular chip for people to compare back to, unfortunately. All right, Braythorn, you have a good one. Have a good night. Thank you for the super chats and welcome to the Discord. And yeah, see you around. Is there anything else we can compare this thing to? Even a 5900X? Here we go. Yeah, no, see? Anyone can make fake charts like this. But here's the thing. If this was a real video, and if these results are correct, this person ran at 1080p high with a 2080 Ti. And you're seeing what a modern day Ryzen 9 could do compared to that Threadripper 2950X. I don't trust these results. But if they are real, this could be the big performance gap between something that old. Use Bottleneck Calculator. Bottleneck Calculator. Is this it? PC builds Bottleneck Calculator. Has this been vetted at all? I'm not super familiar with this website. I've seen people post or talk about this before. But let's see. So let's select the processor. Shoot. Let's just do a 12600. What the heck? 12600. We'll do a 12600K and let's do a 4080. Let's calculate. Oh, we put 1080p. Let me go up to 4K or something. Let's give it like a kind of a hard, let's see, 1440p ultra wide. Like, I'm curious how this is calculating it. This has been vetted. Let's see. Reducing bottleneck by changing the screen resolutions to even more than 4K. But this is ultra wide 4K, 5K. I'm trying to figure out what the, so 19%, we're trying to get 0% bottleneck, right? Again, let's see what the numbers are changing by. If this has been vetted, what games are they trying to test this with? I'm sure we can find titles that would kill the 4090 or 4080. Especially at what do we choose for the screen resolution right now? At 4K. It is saying it is a pretty small bottleneck though. I mean, I wouldn't recommend putting a 12600K with a 4080, But I'm just trying to look at some weird, obscure situations. You can see bottlenecks with individual games. Okay, let's see. Games. Okay. Graphics card intensive tasks. Okay. 29.4% on 1440p. So we're gonna go back to 4K. Ultra wide 4K even. Game Bottleneck Calculator. Oh, here we go. Let's use Cyberpunk. It's always the easy go-to for like graphics card killer. Cyberpunk ultra wide 4K. We're gonna try to pair 12600K with the 4080. 24.4. Okay, so now let's pick a different game. That's not Cyberpunk. Let's go to League of Legends. So we'll pick something that's more or less graphics intensive. So this number should shoot way up if this is doing it correctly. Still at the same resolution. It's League of Legends. Freaking easy to run. I don't know if I believe this. I know it's at 4K. But we were just looking at Cyberpunk versus League of Legends. League of Legends is like a 12-year-old game. The CPU bottleneck should not have decreased just based on the configuration that we just looked at. Okay, let's go to CSGO. Did it change the resolution? I could have sworn they both said ultra wide 4K. So here's 18.1%. We're gonna go back to Cyberpunk, unless was it not? Cyberpunk ultra wide 4K. We're gonna hit proceed to calculation. You're telling me there's a bigger CPU bottleneck playing on Cyberpunk than with League, which should be shooting like, I don't know, freaking like hundreds of FPS. Here's the thing. So I'm just hearing about this website today. It kind of gives me user benchmark vibes, but people are saying Linus uses this. Yeah, League is more CPU heavy, and you will be pumping higher frame rates, way higher frame rates in League. So you should have a lower bottleneck situation, I guess you would call it, using it with Cyberpunk. Oh wait, is that what just happened? Cyberpunk should not have 24% and League be 18%, unless I'm missing something huge. I've never seen Linus use this, by the way. Yeah, someone said Linus did use it. Who was that? I mean, this is an interesting website, and if it's accurate, I would definitely love to use this as a reference to point people to it. But looking at here, I'm gonna change the graphics card to something more reasonable. We'll go down to 3080. That's not like super new. Okay, so let's take a look at here. So this is saying a 12600K will work great together. Okay, I think that too. Let's go down to 1080p. I'm just trying to get a feel of what this is doing to calculate these things. Like, so at 1080p, okay, I agree with a 12600K and a 3080 at 1080p. Oh, Cyberpunk. All right. Let's just say there's some bottleneck, because yeah, a 3080 is kind of overkill for 1080p. Now let's look at this number, 15% about. Now we're gonna change to League of Legends, or let's go to CS:GO, because that's a popular title that people know about, and we know CS:GO pumps super high FPS. Counter-Strike, what the heck? Counter-Strike Global Offensive. All right, we have 15% with Cyberpunk. Now we're gonna go to Counter-Strike. Proceed to the calculation. It only went up by... So it went up, which is good. I think it should go up because CSGO is like... it runs on a potato. Which means that you would need a lot more processing power to, you know, to achieve higher FPS. But to only go up between Cyberpunk, which is like AAA title, crazy graphics, versus CSGO, which is like, how old is CSGO now? Like, you know, over a decade-old potato game. You're telling me the bottleneck's only 5% different between those two? This is, I don't know, this is sus to me. I think your shirt is clouding your judgment. Why not pop that bad boy off? Now that you mention it, just kidding. That's for the OnlyFans. So here's, okay, we haven't run a poll tonight. Nobody reminded me to run a poll tonight. Do you trust Bottleneck Calculator? Oh. I mean, this is the only bottleneck calculator, right? This is the first search that came up for bottleneck calculator. I don't know if, it sounds like this is the right one because none of you pointed me away from it. Yeah, Rodicus, you put it, like, that's a good point. Saying a current gen CPU, I mean, 12600K, I would say is current gen in terms of, like, at least the platform is. I know 13th gen just kind of came out, so 12600K still is considered current gen. Saying it's not compatible, especially with, like, one that is, you know, very capable, is saying it's too... I think that's one of the problems with it, too. Obviously, with bottlenecking and stuff, there's a wide range of hardware. I've talked about this time and time again. There's a wide range of CPUs that will work with a wide range of GPUs. It's not just there's one CPU per one GPU. This statement is very off-putting to me. The i5 12600K is too weak for NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 on 1920 by 1080 resolution. There's like, first of all, having only a 20% bottleneck isn't the end of the world to me. At least it's not like 100%, right? But there's like no nuance here. Just to say it's too weak. If they said it's not recommended or something else, I don't know. The wording to me gives me user benchmark vibes. And I'm very curious actually how they came across the calculator for this. CPU agent, is that the one that you guys want me to look at? What is, let's see, CPU agent. CPU agent, do they have a calculator? Bottleneck calculator, okay, they do have one here. So let's take a look. Let's see what they say about this. Very interesting. Let's just, again, choose the 12600K. 470 bucks, okay. Let's pair it with the 3080 again, which I think is a perfect pairing. RAM, we're gonna give it 32 gigs. We're gonna give the RAM speed, sure, 3600. Funny. So that's interesting. How they only care about RAM speed and not, like latency. You could have really horrible latency RAM, and that would be worse than RAM that's slower than this. But okay, sure. Resolution, we'll go 1440p Ultra. So let's calculate FPS and bottleneck. Alright, yep, Burger King, have a good night. The stream is running super late, so I am surprised people are even staying on this long. We are having a little bit of drop off, but we just came across a very interesting topic near the end here, so I want to look at it. Maybe we'll look at it again next week when we have more time. Bottleneck, here we go. So these are some more results that I would, let's see. 12600K, what the heck? Did I do a comparison? Why did they throw a 13900K in just for like the best? Oh, for a relative difference. Okay, here we go. So they're kind of showing the processor I chose, and then like the best that's out right now. And what we're seeing is the max 1080p bottleneck is only 3.2%, 1.6% at 1440p, and almost no difference at 4K between these two processors paired with the 3080. So these results are more on par with what I would be expecting. With the 12600K and 3080, there shouldn't be like that big of a problem in terms of a bottleneck. I mean, oh, yo, this is pretty cool. They actually have actual analysis. Here, let me zoom in because you guys can't see this. They actually have bottleneck analysis, which what looks to be actual numbers for these two. Assuming, I think I would trust this. This looks way more legit than those sketch YouTube videos. This is CPU agent. Yeah, at 1440p ultra between the 12600K and 1300K with the 3080. Yeah, I would believe these numbers. Right here. Shadow of the Tomb. Yeah, so I mean the 12600, a lot of games are gonna be GPU bottlenecked, which means even if you have a mid-range CPU, you should be fine. So I don't trust the other website we looked at. This website I trust a lot more. Though I'm curious how they got these exact results next to the 13900K. This looks like a handmade graph specifically for this, which is very strange. They probably have some code that splices it together and stuff, but still, this is more impressive to me. And this looks like a more reputable source. Okay, interesting. I don't even know what the original question was, but we're going to end the poll. In terms of the votes, more people than almost 2/3 of the people do not trust Bottleneck Calculator. That first one that we looked at. How do I feel about a 5600X with a GTX 1080? That's fine. That 5600X is going to be able to carry you to better graphics cards. You could upgrade your GTX 1080 to something better, like 3070. I would comfortably pair a 3080 with the 5600X if you're running at high enough resolution. So yeah, that should be fine. But it's literally what you get. What I literally get though. A 5600X can run much better than a 2060 Super. Alright, any more tech related questions, feel free to pop in the Discord under Tech Talk or the tech support channels, and people could definitely help you out with regards to choosing CPUs or GPUs. It is about time for dinner though, so we at least ran up one poll this stream. All right, thank you everyone as always for watching. I'm trying to get a video out this weekend. If not, it'll be like Monday or Tuesday of next week. It depends. I do have a pretty a filled weekend, so we'll see, but it should be a fun video. It has to do with the Celeron. Other than that though, yeah, hope you all have a great rest of your day. Have a good weekend that's coming up, and I will see you in the next stream and or in the comments of the next video. So take care everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.